Hello, Aggie family. My name is Chris Durham, and this is my story. I am a graduate of North Carolina A&T State University class of 95. I am originally from Enfield, North Carolina, Halifax County, northeastern North Carolina, right off Interstate 95. Came to Greensboro, North Carolina to attend college, and I'll share the rest of everything in between in an interview style, going through some questions with you. And I am a husband of a beautiful wife for 22 years. This year will be 23, coming up soon. Have a 22-year-old son and a 18-year-old daughter. And and I am excited about the opportunity to share with my Aggie family. And once again, this is my story. My background in early years, I grew up in Enfield, North Carolina. I don't know if you heard of that, but if North Carolinians hearing this, Enfield is a pretty small town. I tell people all the time, I grew up in a single wide trailer next to my granddaddy's hog pen, which is a true story. Picking cucumbers, just getting by. We had a lot of love, but no money. So when I finished in high school and all that stuff, I joined the North Carolina Army National Guard when I was 17 years old. So I was pretty much planning on how I was going to escape from Enfield one way or the other. So I joined the military, and then I got into A&T, and both of them led me out of Enfield. Did I come from a family of entrepreneurs? Well, my grandfather was a farmer. It was a pretty small farm, I guess. From a technical point of view, he was a business owner, more so self-employed. But it was always a struggle. It wasn't anything that was inspirational. It was more so, man, I want to get away from this farm life. What sparked my desire to create my own business? I just had an entrepreneurial spirit, that it came from somewhere. I wanted to be in business. My personality, and some people might be able to relate to this, I was, the type of person that I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I just knew what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to have a regular job, 9 to 5, living paycheck to paycheck. When I finished A&T and I got my first job in my field, working at a chemical company in their lab, using my biology degree, I think I was depressed after my first day. So the idea of working for somebody for 40 years, I just wasn't really cut out for that. One thing was pivotal. After about 6 months or so there, they put job openings up, and the company had an opening in sales. I applied for the job, and I had everything they put up on the requirements. I had it. I had a degree. I had this. I had that. And I never even got a call. Never one even mentioned it to me. And I had a conversation with my supervisor I said, hey, I applied for that position over there. And it's a true story. He said, people that look like us don't get jobs in sales here. And he was just being honest with me. Now, at the time, that kind of shook me a little bit, because I'm seeing the world. We're going to take over the world. And that was my first real exposure in corporate America, I guess, with a glass ceiling, so to speak. I could have pursued it, I'm imagining, but I was more so, my heart was leaning toward entrepreneurship anyway, and it just gave me an extra push. What were my greatest fears to overcome? Well, in business, you have to have confidence to go tell your story and present, your business, your vision, where you're going. You got to have confidence to hire people and fire people and manage people and lead people. And so I don't know if it was a fear as much of a lack of confidence, that over time I learned how to develop, and I got better through self-development. Formal education will make you a living. The self-education will make you a fortune. So over a career of self-development and reading all the John Maxwell and all the leadership and management and sales and marketing and coaching, years and years and years of reading all of those books, working to implement what I was reading, being in a mentorship program with people that was ahead of me that I could draw strength from their success, allowed me to develop my confidence over time. So any fear that I had just came from a lack of confidence that I overcame through self-development, through mentorship, through a focus on how I think day to day. That's what all of us need to do. It really doesn't matter what business you're in, it's how you think. The next thing, how important is self-discipline and resilience to my success? Absolutely everything. I hear people say all the time, I would work harder for myself than I would for someone else. In a lot of cases, that's not true. People that work for themselves, in a lot of cases, see there's an opportunity to take 2-hour lunches when you need to take a 30-minute lunch. People take too much time off. So you got to have the discipline. It requires more discipline when you're working for yourself than it is when you're working for somebody else. When I had one of those jobs that I didn't like, you would clock in and just seem like time stood still. It'd be a whole day would go by and it felt like it took 3 days. It was just miserable. The time just moved so slow. But now, when you have your own business and you have a vision, you got a plan, you have goals, you got to prioritize your list, you're leading other people. Man, as soon as you start your day, you look up, 3 hours went by, it's lunchtime. I mean, you can't believe it. So you got to have a credible amount of self-discipline in managing your time, especially till you get your business to a point where it can run until you get it to a point where it can run without you. The next thing is resilience. Resilience is just everything. In business, you're going to have 1,000 disappointments. That's just how it works. Most things you go after don't work out. Most projects that you expect to blossom into a residual situation, for whatever reason, the ball doesn't bounce your way. You got to be able to bounce back and stay enthusiastic, positive, hold on for your clarity of your vision, even when things not going the way you expect them to go. Everything that's not pleasant doesn't mean it's not good for you. And so what happens is sometimes when the disappointment or the unpleasantness, you experiencing that, it's hard to maintain that vision of success and that you're going after. How important has failure been or falling short in my development of leadership? Oh my goodness, that's how in my experience, one of the major keys to becoming a leader is failing forward, is understanding it's a seed of equivalent benefit in every failure. It's learning how to deal with lots and lots and lots of people and understand personality types, understand your own personality, understand what inspires you, what motivates you, what encourages you, what are you enthusiastic about? Because you first have to be enthusiastic before you can get anyone else to be enthusiastic to follow your vision on whatever you want to accomplish. What advice I would give to those interested in owning their own business? Once again, like I was saying, I'm the kind of person that I didn't know when I was 22 years old, finishing college, and many people may be able to relate to this. I didn't know what I wanted to do. My personality is I knew what I didn't want to do. I stumbled into the life insurance, financial services industry. I stumbled into it 100% by happenstance. A friend of mine was getting his insurance license. He was getting his insurance license. Well, sounds like a good idea. How does it work? Does it pay well? So he was talking about life insurance. Now, one thing, I didn't figure this out until later. Getting your insurance license, selling insurance or financial products, mutual funds, annuities, financial planning, advising, all of that stuff. I was thinking at the time when I was 22, understanding that I'm from infield. I grew up, didn't have a lot of exposure to business people, business experience. I'm thinking he was selling life insurance for a company, and it was just a regular job where you work for someone, and just like selling insurance or selling cars or selling furniture or selling whatever you're selling. So, but what I realized later on is in financial services, insurance, you can build your own company within a company. You can get your insurance license, securities license, and it's literally hundreds of companies lined up will give you an opportunity to get paid commissions and bonuses and overrides and stock options, and build your own agency, build your own company, develop your own client base, and build it as big as you want to be, as you can envision. So I stumbled into the industry that has been provided a great lifestyle for my family so far, and I feel like we're just getting started. So the advice that I would give is to be open-minded. Try different things. You never know what you're gonna like until you try it. Be open. When I was 22, what if I had said, well, no, I'm getting a degree in biology? What if I had stuck to the sciences? What if I had tried to make my degree work? What if I stayed in corporate America, afraid to go out on my own, hoping that things would change, that I would be able to overcome all the hurdles there, and I could have? But I've had a lot more success, much faster for myself than I believe I would have worked for someone else. How important is mentorship or a circle of peers who can provide guidance? That is huge. I teach my team the strength of the pack is real. The strength of the pack is huge. The strength of the pack. When you're around people that inspire you, that you are inspired by, that are go-getters, high achievers. I got a saying I talk to my guys about all the time. High achievers don't like mediocre people, and mediocre people don't like high achievers. They just don't fit well together. One person, if you love something and the other person just likes it, that doesn't feel the same. If you got big goals, big dreams, and you're around people who have a, well, just be happy you got a job kind of attitude. Well, just be happy about this. Just be happy. Well, there's nothing wrong with being unhappy about where you are, your circumstances. You just go out there, it gives you the motivation. Frustration is the fuel for growth. So you got to be around people that are thinking about and doing it, not just people that are talking about it, people that actually are examples that you can glean from and draw strength from. What has business ownership taught me about myself? Business ownership has taught me about myself that I'm a little more disciplined than most people. I'm a little more self-disciplined, a little more stick-to-itiveness than the next guy. And you just keep on getting better. If I keep on focusing on what I can do to improve, what I can do to get better, how I can be more productive than everything else, or take care of yourself. 90% of things you worry about never happen if you just focus on you, yourself, your schedule, your productivity, your goals, and become more and more effective in what you do. And last thing, words of wisdom to those listening to my story. Well, I think the audience hearing this is probably going to be, it's geared toward students at North Carolina A&T State University, related to our entrepreneurship department. I love my school, love my state, love the area that I came up in. And the wisdom that I would share for young people that are coming up is just stay excited. Get excited. Get around some enthusiastic people that have big goals, big dreams. Avoid the people that are just not excited about the future. These are great times to be in business in America. These are great times to be in school at North Carolina A&T State University. It's a great time to start a business. It's no better time than right now. That's any statistic you look at. But the naysayers will tell you'll be thinking it would be a bad time. No, this is an opportunity. More people are going in business, building successful business, becoming financially independent than any other time in the history of this country. But you got to get around people that's thinking that, because most people aren't. Most people are just getting by. You got to avoid those people. So my words of wisdom is to find a pack you can run in that are high achievers, that's going after it, that's doing it in an uncommon way. That's the best chance you got to change your life. And that's my story.